Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Carrier, and welcome to the premiere episode of 613 Creatives. The purpose of this podcast is to connect, bring together, and get to know filmmakers, actors, all sorts of visual and cinematic creative people in the Ottawa region. I'm one of those such people. I once lived in the GTA not too long ago, where I was producing short films. Obviously, it's Toronto. It's obviously extremely competitive, right? So, but the thing I've noticed being in Ottawa, in the Ottawa area, is that it's a much more close-knit and collaborative film community. And I love that. Eastern Ontario is a big place, and I've noticed that there is so much talent here. You know, Ottawa or Eastern Ontario is not known, for whatever reason, for being an area that is a film place. I mean, it is for the American market. I know there's a lot of, Christmas movies and things like that are filmed in Allemont, Mississippi Mills, in those areas, and in Ottawa itself. But Ottawa is not really known as being a film town, and I don't really know why. Everyone's like, oh, well, you want to get into film, go to Toronto, go to Vancouver. And yeah, of course, there's some merit to that. Plenty of merit to that. But there's no reason, I think, to exclude Ottawa and Eastern Ontario, surrounding regions. Because being involved in the film community, I have noticed so much talent, acting, and on the technical side of things, directors, sound people. And on this podcast, you are going to get to know some of those people and connect with them, and they'll be able to connect with each other. So if you are one of those types of people, you're an actor, you're a filmmaker, crew person, cast person, whatever. This is the place to be. This is the place to come and let your voice be heard. Eastern Ontario is not to be overlooked when it comes to its brilliant talent that exists here. So a little more about me. Yes, I have been doing shorts, and I've been involved in filmmaking in some form or another for about 30 years. And I first got some recognition in my hometown of Sudbury a long time ago. And it was right around the time that I went to film school in Thunder Bay. And since that time, when that happened, when I got that recognition at the local film festival, that, sort of hit the nail right on the head that, this is my destiny. This is it, Went to film school, came home. This is Sudbury in the mid-90s. So, there weren't really a lot of opportunities there back then for doing that sort of thing. I mean, I did a short, sci-fi short that got on the local cable station, but outside of that, it wasn't paying the bills. So after some time, I switched gears and I thought, gotta have a reliable, it's the same old story. You gotta have a reliable income while you pursue your passion and while you practice your art and hone your craft. Soon after, I went back to school for something that I just happened to be good at, which was computers, and there followed a 25-year career in IT, which I progressively hated more and more as time went on. But I never gave up the film stuff. There was gaps, obviously, in my career, but long periods where I didn't do anything. I just the IT stuff was sapping all my energy. The 9 to 5 grind was doing that. Like I said, same old story, I moved from place to place. I had my own business. I tried it in different areas, Sudbury, Niagara, GTA, and now Ottawa. And, I had my different reasons, mostly relationships, really, but also jobs and things like that for why I'd been such a nomad going from place to place. But when I made it here and tried out my latest branch of the IT career path, it eventually kind of wore me down to the nub, I think. And I just couldn't take it anymore. And I couldn't stop listening to that creative fire in my belly. And I was like, you know what? I have to dedicate all my time to this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be happy. You have to do what you're passionate about. It's the same old adage that, if you're not doing what you love, if you're doing what you love, you're never working a day in your life. And that's not the motivation. The motivation is in here, and it's in my heart, and I can't ignore it anymore. And the only way that I'm going to have the energy and the gusto to get out there, make myself seen, make my ideas seen, is to dedicate all my time to it. And I've had amazingly supportive people around me, and in getting involved in the film community in the Ottawa region has just been an amazing path to follow, and it's just so enthusiastic. I'm older. I'm in my late 40s. This is obviously a risky venture, but so far I've seen nothing but signs that I'm on the right path. I've delved into the videography side of things because I have all my own film equipment, and I like to make people look good. And videography projects have been the norm of late, but also I've dived back in also into filmmaking. Recent short that I did premiered at Kino in Ottawa not too long ago, Judgment Day. I'll provide info where you can see my films. And we'll definitely be talking with some of the people that I've worked with, the amazing cast and crew that I've been able to had the privilege of working with and make myself involved with. And just, incredibly enthusiastic, talented group of people. This latest shoot that I was on in particular actually was easily the most fun that I've ever had on any shoot that I've ever been involved in the gaps that I've had, stepping away from filmmaking to, stay involved in film video in some regard. I've done a lot of city-funded productions in the past. There we go, ballroom competitions and speedway, drag racing videos, DVDs, holistic health DVDs, things like that. Also had the privilege of working on a Earth Day project for the city of St. Catharines, which the mayor was involved, and also projects more recently locally in Ottawa, where the mayor was also involved in those as well, and other projects dealing with various communities around the Ottawa Valley, big events, things like that really highlighted what they do for the community and what the community does for them. So apologies to those who might be watching the video component of this podcast. I know my clothes suddenly changed. I've had to record the last portion of this podcast on a separate day. So the long and the short of it is there's a lot of talent in Eastern Ontario, from Ottawa to Kingston to Cornwall to all over. I've seen it, I've worked with them, and we all want to get our voices heard. There is strength in numbers. So let's connect. Let's hear from you. Let's get together. Let's talk. If you're listening on Spotify, I'll provide info as to how you can get in touch with me. how you can see the video component of this podcast, how you can get involved, and how you can get seen and heard. So really looking forward to hearing from you. For those of you listening, I genuinely appreciate you tuning in. And please give a like, a subscribe, and a nice rating on Spotify. So let's make ourselves known, people. Looking forward to hearing from you. See you next time.